Yes.
Honey, you gotta let this go.
Okay. All right. Their Majesties would see in their court Baroness Leonete D'Angely.
Come before you now, Baroness Leonete D'Angely, companion of the Order of the Tiger's Cub. She serves her kingdom with joy. Companion of the Order of the Silver Crescent. She serves the people with joy. Companion of the Order of the facing it. Companion of the Carolingian Order of the Day Star. She who makes us all smile.
I cannot keep the pace. The fire within my lungs draws all my ire. And when I cough, I still see blood. The needful project sweep to flood. Not yet half done, my knees give way. Beside the cooling forge I lay. Then sleep and wake to hammers ring. The girl has come to work and sing. I taught that stroke and follow through. But double tapping, that is new. Our plans and work and pain and pride are tossed and jumbled up inside. Now throw the doors of progress wide. We are most proud of you.
Hi, Leonete. Hi. Earlier today, we sent you on vigil to contemplate whether or not you would join this august body. We would have your answer now.
Yes.
Excellent. Remember the Master of the Order of Defense that would speak for her?
There is, Your Majesties. I am Master Donovan Shinnock, and I claim that honor. Leonete has spent all the time I have known her in society working. The problem with her, when she does that, is that she does her work by constantly keeping other people entertained, by keeping a whole lot of kids entertained, and keeping them doing things here. That lets her help us build a community here. So many of our families, after they have kids, would stop coming here if there weren't things for their kids to do. So many activities would shrink and fail if there weren't more people to see them and to point to them and say, I want to do that. She helps keep those people coming here. She has run youth combat long after she aged out of being youth combat. And she still does that. She makes fighters happen. She has brought kids by the fencing area. She's paraded children up and down arts and science classes, just dropping them off into classes as she goes. She walks out at the end with no kids. Hooray! They were all left behind, seeing and learning and doing and growing in here. None of that would be happening if it wasn't for her. We would be losing so many people if it wasn't for her. She makes this community grow. Your Majesties, she has always been a peer.
It's a member of the Order of the Laurel that would speak for this candidate.
Your Majesties, there are two.
I am Johanna Dudley, Tiger of the East, Baroness of your court, Mistress of the Pelican, and today I speak as the Mistress of the Laurel.
And I am Aquel of Darksted Wood, Baron of your court, Master of the Pelican, and here to speak as a Master of the Laurel.
When we met a young Leonete, she was working. She was serving meat and drink to all of her parents' guests, and she took her work very seriously. Nothing was lacking, and she made sure that everybody was well taken care of. On the day of our investiture, she came to us before our court, and she offered her services to us because Carolingians are mental. From that day on, she was never far from our side. She informed us that she'd chosen us to become her foster parents within the society.
Even as a very young woman, Leonete showed her strength of spirit and the driving force that helps everyone move forward. And as I had the occasion to contemplate that she had chosen us as her foster parents, the only things that I could think of was, what bold strength of character. Come stand next to us.
And thus began a long road with many years of hard work, which she sought out. Soon she was leading by example.
Each job and experience in learning as well as in teaching. She would then take her newfound knowledge and experience and turn it into good works and service for her barony and her kingdom.
Your Majesty, she's a worthy woman and our peer.
We recommend her to you, your majesties. So say I, Aquel of Darksted Wood.
And I, Johanna Dudley.
Thank you very much.
Is there a Lady of the Rose would speak?
Your Majesties, I am Countess Marguerite, inghean Lachlainn, and I claim that right. The very first time my husband met Leonete, she was working the cookie exchange at a fundraising thing that he was working at, and he asked me, who was the hummingbird on cocaine? Turns out it was caffeine. I am supposed to speak of her courtesy, so let me do that briefly. I could spend a long time. But 2 stories will be enough. When I was Queen of the East and I was on the throne at Pensick, I was having a medical emergency and I needed an oxygen tank in the middle of an elevation. And Leonete, who has asthma, ran from court on the battlefield, risking her life to get the medics to me faster, so that court could continue, so that the illusion could be maintained. Because she wanted me to keep my dignity in front of the East Kingdom. What a mark of courtesy that is, not just to her queen, but to any person. And I recognize that the most recent situations that Leonete has been involved in happened long after the decision was made to elevate her. I know because I the kerfuffle on the Book of Faces, where there was much agita and wringing of hands and flinging of accusations, and sometimes on the Book of Faces we are not at our best. This is a warning to you, who was dignified, who led, who is a peer of the realm, and was courteous to every question that came across her. Your Majesties, she is my peer.
Is there a member of the Order of Chivalry that would speak for this candidate?
Your Majesties, I'm Sir Ivan Ulrichson. I fear I must stand in for Sir Joseph Kruko O'Malia to bear the words of Sir Ixtilixochitl of the Midrealm. Before I do, I believe there's some business that needs to be taken care of. Nicholas?
No.
Unto your royal majesties, Darius, Aurelius, Serpentius, called Omega, and Etheldreda, evil child, come greetings from Ixtilixochitl, knight and pelican of the Middle Kingdom and the Society for Creative Anachronism. I have been asked to speak for the chivalry on behalf of Baroness Leonete D'Angely, as you wisely elevate her into the Order of the Pelican. It is a great honor and pleasure to do so, as it is so well deserved. I'm sorry that I cannot be there to see this great and well-deserved day. I hope that I can convey what I feel in these words. I first met her, as many of you did, as still a child. I was the first youth marshal of the Middle Kingdom, and she was a teenager, already involved in the fledgling youth combat program of the East. Unlike most of you, I would only see her once a year. For me, this teenager, then college girl, then young adult, would grow up a year at a time. She stood out from the first time I met her. She was not just part of the youth program, but a leader in it. Despite her age, even then, as she was, I believe, just 14 when we met, this did not stop her from taking a leadership role, both on the field and in the group of children. The years we spent in youth combat together showed me that this child was quickly becoming a young lady, and that she would be a force in the SCA if she stayed involved. And did she? She has become an embodiment of the future of the SCA. She is chivalry personified in many ways. The oath of fealty for all Midrealm chivalry contains the same words. For my friends in the East that do not know the oath, it goes like this. I here swear fealty and do homage to the crown of the Middle Kingdom, to ever be a good knight and true, reverent and generous, shield of the weak, obedient to my liege lord, foremost in battle, courteous at all times, champion of the right and the good. Thus swear I, and then the knight states their name. If this is what the qualities of chivalry are, then Leonete possesses them as such. Reverent and generous, she is the personification. Her generosity to the youth of Pennsic has been more than amazing over the years. My son benefited from all the work she did when she was no longer a teen herself, to make sure that teenagers had a place at Pennsic. Shield of the weak. Children are the weakest of us all. From the time I met her, she was always protecting those younger than her. There are many ways to be a shield, and she found so many of them. She did it when many would be wanting to no longer be part of the kids as they were grown up. She did it through very dark times as well. Foremost in battle. From our days on the youth field to crossing blades with her on the rapier fields of Pennsic, she has never shied away from battle, nor does she fear standing up for what is right. I will never forget when she came to me, a knight of the society, while she was barely into her 20s. I was wearing armor older than she, and she informed me to tone it down on my blows and showed me the bruise that I had left her. Right. Courteous at all times. Continuing on, she was not there to berate me, not there to call me to a marshal's court, not there to make me feel bad. She was simply helping me in a kind and more than courteous manner. Champion of the right and the good. I do not think I need to cite anything on this about Leonete, for I think that we all know that this is her. Thus, Your Majesties, I can only heartily recommend her to your Order of the Pelican, as she exhibits the chivalry of a knight, in addition to her amazing track record of service. Leonete, I wish I was there to see this. You're an amazing woman and a servant of your crown and the society. You are my peer. I agree.